Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have another episode, 50-year rebuild. So we have 58 people on the team right now. The team's looking pretty decent. I don't think we're going to make any type of playoff push, really. Realistically, I don't think we are. The bad thing is about at the end of this season, we will be paying out a lot of our rookies. Some of these guys are going to have to drop. I think Quarterman might be a guy that we might have to look at and say, is he really worth it? Other guys, such as like McKinney, we might have to look at and say, is he truly worth it? As well as even like a KJ Hill. So I think that's why Auden Tate might get the start this year. Uh, let's just hop into it. Good running back, good quarterback. He needs to develop, though. I think this is our last year of like, if he can't get it going, we might have to look again for a new quarterback. He is already in his third year, which means he only has one more year, 1 to 2 more years on his contract, which is kind of scary for us. Let's just get it going. So I have to get rid of 5 people or so. So gonna run through the list. We have to keep a backup quarterback, so those guys are staying. The running back group is fine. We could move on from Rhett Harold, moving to the practice squad even. Tight end, Ryan Izzo has to go. Sad day, but he's the worst of the 5, and I like to keep 4 tight ends on the roster. Elijah Wilkinson is gone as well. So like I was saying, Elijah Wilkinson could be on the move. I'm going to look to trade him first. I know O-linemen get a little bit more value. Tight ends, you can't find a whole ton of value because most teams only value 1, so can't really get much value out of them. We have a total of 6 defensive ends. I only want to keep about 5 or so. So I think Michael Graves is out. No, not Michael Graves. Who's the other guy? Who's the guy that's been on the team? Okay, they both have not been on the team. Okay, so Romeo Quara is probably out. Jannard Avery's probably going to stay. Defensive tackle looks fine. Linebackers at the bare minimum right now. Defensive backs, I think I can get rid of 1. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and make some moves, and then I will see you guys with the final depth chart. So we're getting rid of 3 people here: Elijah Wilkinson, Romeo Quara, and Jonathan Abraham for a 4th-round pick from the Ravens. Just decent value. I didn't want to have him like overpay for like a 2nd-round pick for these 3. Wilkinson did have interest on one other team. I just didn't feel like trading him. So these 3 guys will be on the move. Quincy Wilson will be moving to free safety as well. Okay, so we're going to rebuild the depth chart right now. Quarterback looks fine. Running back looks fine as well. Rhett Harold will be moving to the practice squad once we get around to it, as soon as we get to the regular season. Just moving some tight ends to fullback, as I want to get them playing time as well. No offense, but I think KJ Hamler and Zion Newton are going to get a little bit more playing time than KJ Hill. I think KJ Hill's time has officially come to an end with us. It's not that I don't like him, it's just that he's not developing fast enough. I understand those first 2 years were pretty tough on the 2 wide receivers, but if I'm going to be paying anybody, I'm going to be paying Henry Ruggs. I'm not going to be paying KJ Hill. So we're going to let him walk at probably the end of the season. I don't really need him. Tight ends look fine. Offensive line, as long as everybody's in the right position, I don't really care. Yeah, it looks like everybody is in the right positions. AJ Epineza, Cummings, and where's the other left end? Michael Graves. Michael Graves will be backing up on both sides as the 3rd string. Defensive tackle looks fine. I want to get the rookie starting just because who knows, he can maybe have a good development, or he could even go beast mode and get the good development because of winning like defensive rookie of the year. Marco Wilson, I still want to play 1 more year with him before I am officially off of him. I didn't move Quincy Wilson to free safety, but he's just going to be playing free safety and backup strong safety as well. So he has a big body. He has a big enough body to play it, so I don't mind him playing in those safety roles. Brandon McManus and J.K. Scott are 2 kickers. John Ross will be returning, as well as Tony Pollard and Zion Newton. Actually, Zion's going to get the 2nd string roles there. John Ross, I still want returning punts, though. Kickoff specialist is going to be J.K. Scott. Long snapper, if you've ever watched any of my stuff, you know I don't like having centers long snap. I normally put a tight end out there because then it just gives me more speed on the field because he also has to go down and maybe make a tackle every once in a while. So easy enough there. Josh Jacobs is going to be number 2 on the depth chart for third down back. I kind of want to put him at number 1, but I know I can't. Just because. Slot wide receiver will be Henry Ruggs. I'm going to put him in the slot, hopefully get him a decent amount of touches. Hopefully development increase at the end of the season for him. Michael Graves does not look good in pass rush situations, but oh well. We're going to have to use him anyway. Rush D tackle, basically going to be the same thing as normal D tackle. Hopefully Matt Marriott can make the next step. Quarterman's still not good there. Jeez, that sucks. Son Reddick, I guess, is the third middle linebacker for, well, sub linebacker. Marco Wilson's still going to be playing in the slot. Actually, we're going to move Ness to the slot. We're going to see if that helps his development. And then we'll go Wilson, and then we'll go Wilson as well. Now, we'll go Darby third. Fuck it. Actually, Darby second. And then, like I said, Rhett Harold will be moved to the practice squad by week 1. And then I will see you guys at week 1 just to make a quick update to show you guys that I did move him to the practice squad. So at week 1, we are taking on the Washington Redskins. I did move Rhett Harold to the practice squad. I will show you guys in just a second. They auto-filled the rest of the practice squad more than likely. I don't normally do that type of stuff because normally, even if you do get anybody decent on your practice squad, either A, they're going to get stolen from you, or B, they're going to come to your team for a year, they're going to be on your team for a year, and then if they accidentally develop, then you have to go pay them. Like, no thank you. I can get better players for $550K. So I will see you guys at the midway point. So we got a couple things here. We got a weekly award. Apparently, Chuck Griggs apparently had a good game. 4 sacks does not look good for the O-line, but other than that, looks pretty decent. Frustrated wide receiver in Henry Ruggs. I can't really say anything. Like, what am I supposed to do? Promise it, and then Chuck Griggs doesn't get him the ball? Like, whatever. Players ready to negotiate. This is going to be a fun time. Not really. If you can tell sarcasm, it's not going to be. I think we're going to have to let KJ Hill, Marco Wilson, and maybe even Xavier McKinney walk. Mackenzie Alexander's going to have to walk. He's 29. He's going to drop down to like a 73, 74 overall by the end of the season. The 2 ends we have to bring back. I think that's a must. Henry Ruggs, I think, is a big signing if we can bring him back for cheap, as well as Quarterman. I'll look into McKinney, but I'm not going to be spending a whole ton of money. I'm not going to be out here shilling out a bunch of money for him just to, you know, have him type of deal. So we're going to be offering $123 million to Chase Young. He's happy to sign. He'll be back for the remainder of his career, more than likely. We're going to do the same thing with A.J. Epineza. He wants something a little bit better in regards to salary. Henry Ruggs, we're only going to give a 5-year deal. We can move on from him whenever we want then. And then Shaq Cornerman, if we can get him for pretty cheap, $5 million, I think that's a decent deal. Do a 5-year, $5 million, basically. So we got a couple guys re-signed. So we got, actually, A.J. Epineza actually signed. McKinney is probably the last guy. I think I'm just going to let Marco Wilson and KJ Hill walk, as well as Mackenzie Alexander. Just doesn't seem correct to sign those guys. Just going to auto-upgrade everybody real quick. We are 3-4 at the midway spot, so I will see you guys at the playoffs. Hopefully we can turn around in the second half and win out. And another shocking surprise, we did not make the playoffs. I don't even see Rhett Harold on here. He must have got stolen. Oh well. Just going to auto-upgrade everybody again. Yeah, 6-10. Not great. Not great at all. But, oh well. Let's move on to the offseason. The biggest question is, will Xavier McKinney take that next step? We're going to give him a 2-year deal, and if he can't figure... Ooh, that's actually pretty cheap. Let's just do a 5-year deal. Fuck it. That's really cheap. I'll take that. $2.5 mil. Like, it's basically like getting, what, a second-round pick, so... We're going to let the other guys walk. I don't really care for them all that much. Time for free agency. I will show you guys who I'm negotiating with. Okay, so I'm finally done with negotiations. So we're going after not that many. Like, compared to recent years, we're not going after many people. There's either not a lot of young guys with decent development traits, or there's just nobody I'm really interested in, or our spots at certain positions are just fine. Stephon Gilmore is the only guy I'm really willing to pay. I'm also offering a decent contract to Andrew Norwell. You're probably asking, why are you going after Stephon Gilmore? It's a 1-year deal. I just want to see if I put him there, and if I have Ness, and if I have Darby, how well those guys can play as well. Norwell is just a good guy. I think we can maybe move him to tackle for a year or two. So, Jamie Gillan will move to kicker if we sign him, or he'll stay a punter, and J.K. Scott will move to kicker. Either way, Michael Divity is just good. KJ Hill didn't have an offer. Donovan Peoples-Jones didn't have an offer. Isaiah Jones is a good backup. A.J. Terrell as well. Khalil Hudson, Josh Rosen, and Amani Hooker are all guys that I hope to bring in. If we can get most of these guys to sign, I'll be happy. We have picked up Chuck Griggs' 5th-year option. He just needs to step up. I didn't even look at stats. We should probably go do that. We also pick up Matt Marriott's 5th year. He's our good middle linebacker. I'm happy about this one. Okay, so we didn't get much, but what we did get is pretty good. We did get Norwell, Peoples-Jones, and Amani Hooker. He's going to be probably moving to strong safety if Quincy Wilson does not. Peoples-Jones will probably take over for Auden Tate. He's a little bit younger, so... And then, like I said, Norwell might just move to tackle as well to just help out, I guess. Looking back at the year, yards need to go up. I think it needs to be closer to $4,000 each year. 32 to 9 is not bad. 65 is not bad. I would like that more near like 67, 68% completion percentage. So not a bad year. Josh Jacobs, amazing year. 5 yards a carry on the ground, 9 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. John Ross needs to step it up a little bit. I know he's in a weird situation, but still. Henry Ruggs had a pretty good year, as well as N'Keal Harry. Austin Hooper right there with him as well. Auden Tate, John Ross, Josh Jacobs, Matt Brewster, Jordan Howard, and Christopher Herndon all getting involved. Blocking, Cam Robinson, that's to be expected. He's a 73. Why do we have 6 guys on? Oh, Norwell. Defense, Keanu Neal, fucking a beast. That could be Defensive Player of the Year. I would rather have it go to Marriott, but because he has 6 more tackles, 3 more solos, and 3 more assists, and 4 more picks, I think he'll be getting it. Brandon McManus was okay. This is exactly why I was planning on signing somebody if we could have. J.K. Scott, another amazing year. And no returns for touchdowns. Hopefully we can see a yearly award for us. No Dolphins in here. MVP, Coach of the Year. Definitely not going to be in there, but never know. Offensive Player of the Year. No Dolphins. Defensive Player of the Year. Keanu Neal misses out just behind Yawan Bentley. I feel like we got snubbed on that one. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Brewster at 5. Defensive Rookie of the Year. Donnelly at 2. I think part of it is just record as well, to be honest. I thought that said Robert Mathis. I was like, what the fuck? Darian Cummings at 8. Did we win any best position awards? Quentin Nelson did at offensive line. But that doesn't really help him all that much. So I take it the Chargers moved. And then kicker, yeah, Brandon McManus, 7th. So looking at Chuck Griggs' stats, you kind of want to throw the first year out the window, but even if you to that, and like he's still not having that great of years. Like he's barely putting up over what, like 3,500 a year. Uh, what is that? I probably should have done math before I tried to, do this. His completion percentage is dog shit. He's having 10 or more picks a year, 11 picks a year to be exact, and he's throwing what, just over like 22 touchdowns a year? No, 23, 24, something along that line. So it's not looking that great. He needs to have a good year. I say 4,200 yards, 30 touchdowns, 8 picks. If he does not have that, I don't think we're bringing him back after his 5th year. So, welcome to the 2024 NFL Draft. I'm going to see who's left on my draft board. Some of the guys probably went. Yeah, the linebacker I wanted kind of went. There is a quarterback here. Don't know if I really want to take one right now because if he sits behind, Chuck Griggs for 2 years, we can't really do anything. And then that's 2 years off of his contract, and we only have 3 years to play with him. Donovan Huntington, I'm going to wait till the 3rd. I might move up into the late 2nd with some of the picks we have. Some of these guys I'm going to sit on. I'll try to move up as much as possible to try to take some of these guys. We are at pick 7. Timmy Means looks pretty decent. I like him probably the most right now. Him or either Christian Morrow. Jaleel Benson would be a cool 2nd round pick if we could take him. One of these tackles would be great, but I don't think I really want to take one of them unless I can get a hold of Donovan Huntington. I don't really want to take either one of these tackles. They both look good. I would rather, I think, have Darrell Irving, just for the fact that he has a little bit better stats. I don't know if strength really plays a whole ton. I don't know if that was like an update in Madden recently or just in general. I think Timmy Means, Christian Morrow, Jaleel Benson, and Donovan Huntington could be our 4 players that I want to go after. We have plenty of draft capital to probably move up enough to get 2 or 3 of these guys. More than definitely. So I think we're going to try to make those moves. But with the 7th overall pick, yeah, because Morrow comes first on the draft board, right? Yeah, it goes Morrow, Nicholas if I really wanted him, and then Timothy Means for another 12 picks. I think Christian Morrow here. Looks fucking amazing. Yes, I know we have Keanu Neal. Yes, I know we have Matt Marriott. Shaq Cornerman's out. I think Shaq Cornerman's out. I think if we draft Christian Morrow and if he's at least a 74 with star, Shaq Cornerman's out. I'm just going to put that out there. We'll trade him. I know that'll be a big cap penalty or whatever, but I think that is the necessary thing right now. Granted, I should probably start looking at the draft class before I start signing people, just for the fact that this wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have had to sign Quarterman. We could have taken one of these linebackers, but it's whatever. Yeah, because when is he up? When is he due up is what I'm trying to figure out. Because I think San Fran is normally in the looks for a left outside linebacker. I'm going to go ahead, check some of these teams out, see what they need, and to see if I can trade up with one of them first before I take somebody. With this pick, we're trading Armstrong, Hatch, and a 4th round pick of this year to trade up to number 8 with the 49ers. Okay, with these 2 picks, we are taking the linebacker and the corner. We're going to take Timmy Means first. I like him a little bit more. He was my plan to begin with. 79 hidden, number 1 in the class, ranked and we took him at number 7. He is 24. That's the biggest downside of him, is once his rookie contract is up, he's 29, so he probably won't be coming back to the team. But he is a beast. Timmy Means, let's go. At pick number 8, we are going to take the linebacker I want. He's number 1 at everything except for 40-yard dash, so he's a beast. He's a 74 with hidden. He's going to start off right off the bat. I think Shaquille Quarterman's out. I think we're going to use him as trade bait to maybe move some people, and he just looks decent. So, okay, so this sucks. Jaleel Benson just went. And I didn't mean to simulate to my pick, and I did. So we're not getting Philip Sinclair, one of the D tackles I kind of wanted. We're going to take Donovan Huntington, and then we're going to trade the rest of the picks. I hope we can maybe take those those 3 threes, maybe turn it into a high 2 next year. That kind of sucks. We did get 2 of the guys we wanted. So with the last pick that we are going to be taking, we are taking Donovan Huntington. He's number 1st in the bench. He's a 73 overall, ranked number 25 in the class. We took him at 39. Not quite high enough to start for us. That is it for the draft, for them, more than likely. 2 threes and a 6 turn into a 2 from the Bears of next year. A 3, 5, and a 6 of this year turn into a 3 of next year from the Buffalo Bills. A total of 3 7s, 2 from this year, and a 1 of next year translate into a number 6, a 6th round pick from the Chargers. Okay, so looking at the draft class, we got barely half the people I wanted. Donovan Huntington wasn't going to be one of those guys that I was really trying to base like the team around. It was more one of those picks like he could be good, but I'm not expecting him to like be the guy as soon as he comes out. Means was an amazing pick. Him and Ness together are going to be fantastic. Plus with Darby for at least 1 more year is going to be insane. Chris Morrow is probably going to start, if anything, unless I really just feel like riding with Quarterman. I think he had Star, right? Yeah, so there's no reason to start Quarterman. I think Quarterman's out. So I'm going to customize these guys, and then we will, and then that'll be the end of the video. Okay, so I gave them new numbers. I gave them their looks as well, so we're going to hop into each player. This is Timmy Means. Meet Timmy Means out of Missouri, number 23, 24 years old, 6'2", 210. He's going to be our 2nd string corner. This is Christian Morrow out of UCF, left outside linebacker, number 50, starting left outside linebacker. And this is Donovan Huntington, backup left tackle. So a couple things that we're going to look into is we're going to be looking into trading Shaquille Quarterman and Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson is going to be 29 this year. He's a 74 overall. I think this is the best time to trade him. He's just going to be backup. Like, if anything, if Norwell just up and retires after this year for no fucking reason, Huntington's right there. Like, Cam Robinson's going to drop an overall after this year, and Huntington's only going to go up from here until, you know, he reaches that age again. But still. And then I think, is it Clark or was it Davidson that was the other left tackle, the backup left tackle last year? Whichever one he was, whichever one of these two it was, he is now a guard. That's just how it's going to be. Donovan Peoples-Jones is probably going to move up, let's be real. And then, like I said, Quarterman is not going to be starting. It's going to be Morrow, and Quarterman is going to be getting traded. Keanu Neal actually got moved up to Superstar X Factor. That's fucking incredible. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Brennan was already at Superstar. Donnelly only has Star, which kind of sucks, but he's going to be still the number 1. So we're going to make the trade with those 2 people. Sign somebody to take the place. We either need, I think we need a 3rd string middle linebacker would be nice. So, going to make the trade here. With this trade, we are trading Cam Robinson, a 5 and a 6 of this year, for a 1 of next year from the Colts. I think I'm going to keep Quarterman for a little bit. I don't know what I want to do with him. I was looking at some right tackles, you know, namely Trent Brown and Mike McGlinchey. I was even looking at Jalen Ramsey because Jalen Ramsey did have, I think, 2 years left on his contract, and it was only like a $7 million cap hit. And then it would probably jump up to like $9 million the next year. But none of those guys were really going to go through, or the guys that I was looking at only had 1 year left on their contract, and I didn't really want a rental, to be honest, especially with some of those guys being up there in age. I figure if I just hold on to Quarterman maybe for a little bit longer, maybe a year or 2, hopefully he can get up to like an 81 just playing off the bench, and then we could trade him for even something better. So, whatever. So this is the end of the video. We're going to go ahead and run through the depth chart real quick. We're going to get it set up for next year so we can just hop right in the next video. Chuck Griggs and Tyree Jackson are 2 quarterbacks. Again, Josh Jacobs, John Ross, Tony Pollard, and Jordan Howard are 4 running backs. Jordan Howard is still our fullback, as well as Brewster and Herndon. The fourth, Henry Ruggs, N'Keal Harry, Donovan People-Jones. He's going to get the start over Auden Tate. Auden Tate's a little bit older, plus People-Jones is a little bit, I don't know. I just feel like he can definitely progress a little bit better. KJ Hamler and Zion Newton are both here as well, still on the team, still running strong. Tight end, same as normal. Offensive line is a little bit different this year. Andrew Norwell and Donovan Huntington are both our left tackles. Hillman's our starting left guard, with Damon Clark following him up. Quentin Nelson no longer actually has a backup. We're just going to go ahead and run with that. I don't really care all that much about that. Luke Morey and Malcolm Davidson are the two right guards. Terrell Bowden and not Malcolm Davidson. Where is Rasheem Ivy? Ada Epineza, Cummings, and Graves are our three left ends. Graves is also going to be playing backup right end. Actually, we're going to do this a little bit differently. We're going to let Cummings play both sides on backup. Hopefully he can get a little bit more playing time. Hopefully he can come out a little bit stronger, faster, and better after this year. Morrow is going to be our starting left outside linebacker, followed up by Griffin. Actually, Griffin's going to play third. Quarterman's going to hop out anytime he needs a break. Quarterman's also going to play backup middle. And then Reddick. And then probably Van Ginkel, I guess. Right outside linebacker is going to be Neal. Of course, he is a pretty good linebacker for us. And it'll be Quarterman as well as Van Ginkel. Cornerback is going to be Means is going to get the start. He's going to be our number one, actually, just to start off the year. And then Ness, Darby, Mullen, and Levi Wallace. Pretty good cornerback squad for us there. Xavier McKinney, Jimmy Rossum, and Amani Hooker are three free safeties. Sorry. Marquise Brennan, Quincy Wilson, and then let's just move Rossum over as well. Brandon McManus is our kicker. I think that's definitely going to be a need for us after this year. J.K. Scott, punter. John Ross, Tony Pollard, both returning kicks. Actually, it's going to be Zion Newton like normal. Punt return is going to be John Ross again, as well as Zion Newton. J.K. Scott will be continuing kickoff duties. Jake Butt is going to be our continuous long snapper, as well as Herndon. John Ross, Tony Pollard. Actually, it's going to be Josh Jacobs as our second, third down running back. And then, same as last year, for our power backs. In the slot, it's going to be Henry Ruggs again, and then John Ross, and then N'Keal Harry, I guess. Rush left end is going to be the same as last year, as well as rush right end. Nothing really to change there. We're actually going to give Hassan Reddick a little bit of playing time at rush right end. Demarius Donnelly, Jeffrey Simmons, and B.J. Hill as our rush D tackles. Sub linebackers are going to be the same. Morrow is actually a pretty decent sub linebacker. I kind of want to move him up. We're going to move him up to number 2 to try to get him some playing time. We're going to put Ness in the slot, as well as Darby, as well as Quincy Wilson. Practice squad, we have nobody on. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. In the next year, we will be on Season 6. This is an awesome series. The team is getting built better and better each year. We're slowly running out of money. I mean, we're still up in like the 60 mil category, but after like next year, Norwell's going to be gone. Some of these other guys will be. I don't think we're going to bring back Chuck Griggs unless he gets up to like an 84 by the end of his 5th year, which I don't think is going to be the thing. So we're going to be looking at quarterback as well. Corner is fine now. Xavier McKinney could still use upgraded, and our linebacker and our D-tackle group need to develop. Kickers definitely need after this year as well. We're going to spend some Coach XP, and then I'll let you guys get out of here. Unless you guys have already left, then whatever. Like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Turn on post notifications. We're just going to keep going with this. This is a fun series for me. I very much enjoy it. We're going to save the rest of our XP. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.